Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Blue Maxima, and if you don't know what I'm checking out right now, you're beyond help. So, I have been a Nintendo fan basically since I was born. First console I ever had was a Game Boy. So, basically, a new 3D Mario is like going to Mecca. It is something that is absolutely huge for me. So, I was up for about 3 hours last night, and I've been playing it for another hour, so we're at about 4 hours at this point. There's all your options, by the way. You do also have an action guide in the pause menu. This is basically the pause menu right now. That tells you all the things that you can do, which is, it's nice to come back through here and just have a look at everything you can do. There's a couple of things you don't know you can do, because the game doesn't really tell you about it. But there are some things it does tell you about. It's fine, really. It does prompt you. Go have a look at the action guide. It'll tell you some useful stuff. But anyway, let's just get right into it. No point waiting around, shall we say. I'm currently playing this on the Pro Controller, by the way, which is a little bit less accurate than the motion controls they would use on the Joy-Cons. But, yeah. It's got all the same motion controls anyway, so you don't really need to worry about using your Joy-Cons to play this. Just FYI, don't feel bad when the game says when it starts up, use the Joy-Cons when they're disconnected from the console. But anyway, this is Super Mario Odyssey. We're not actually going to stay in this kingdom. This is the Leaf Kingdom, but I've already cleaned it out well, not completely, but we'll get to that. So we can actually just go straight to the next kingdom, which is something I actually want to do. So we're going to go do that right now. The way this game works is pretty much like every other Mario title, or 3D Mario title. You get moons, and when you get enough moons, you can go to the next set of kingdom, or the next kingdom, I should say. It's mainly been a straight line for me, except for these two kingdoms here. It let me pick which one I wanted to go to first, which was a nice little change, but then it just sent me straight to the second one. But we're going to head straight for the Metro Kingdom. I'm not going to guarantee... I can't guarantee there won't be spoilers of any kind, but it's a Mario game, so, you know, basically watching the game being played is a spoiler in and of itself, so I don't know what you're doing here if you're that sensitive to spoilers. I haven't actually been to the Metro Kingdom yet. This is going to be a full-on blind run, because I can't back up saves or anything other than to another Switch. So basically, we're just going to go into it together, because I think that's the best way to experience Mario Odyssey. It's basically just diving right in and seeing what the game has in store for you. That's its greatest strength. Which is a really nice thing to say, by the way, because as someone who absolutely hated 3D Land because of how predictable it was, not to mention how boring it was, that's exactly what I like to see. Yeah, he gives you a little bit of a useful tip, then he tells you what's coming up next, and there's some great cutscenes going on. Oh hey, we actually caught up to the ship. Hey everybody, this cutscene actually leads into a pretty big boss fight, and I didn't want to go spoiling that for people who don't like those sorts of things spoiled for them. So we're going to skip immediately ahead to the next kingdom. I'm going to take this footage, and I'm going to paste it at the very end of the video, so you don't have to worry about that. We're just going straight to the next kingdom. So yeah, stay tuned. Alright, so I did you all a favor and skipped the spoilery part, and I've put that at the end of the video if you want to see it and wonder why we're here instead, but yeah. That was an awesome segment that I'm definitely going to save just in case you don't want to be spoiled on. But anyway, this is actually pretty good for me, because this is Super Mario Odyssey. This is what I'm talking about. So, here we are. This is a 3D Mario game, and God, does it feel good to say that, after all this bloody time. Oh, look at that, there's a key. And I'm gonna guess I can't walk on this water yet, so let's just have a little bit of a look around. The controls are... I'm making them look really hard, but they're not. They're actually really simple. Here we go. The controls are very simple indeed. You move, look around, jump. You've got a button for crouching that is mirrored on both sides. You've got a button for camera reset, And you got 2 buttons for Cappy. So, Cappy is definitely the new big thing in Mario Odyssey if you haven't been paying attention to the promo media. And speaking of which, God, I'm having some really bad luck today. Alright, I'm gonna have to get up there without him, aren't I? Right, yep, I'm gonna have to get up there without him. Let's do this then. Alright, hang on, ground pound this instead. There we go. Well, since I don't have Cappy right now, I might as well talk about the... Jesus, talk about your bloody timing. You spend all this time hyping up bloody Cappy, and next thing you know, you can't use the bastard. But anyway, this is Super Mario Odyssey. It is a 3D platformer in the Mario series, if that much isn't blindingly obvious. Other than Cappy, obviously, you have a bunch of moves that are familiar, and a bunch of moves that are new. One of my personal favourite new moves is the bloody roll. You saw the roll right there. The roll is pretty cool, because you can just move like crazy across things like hills. Right, what are you doing? Right, I'm guessing I'm gonna have to move forward without Cappy then, which is a little unfortunate. But yeah, you have a bunch of moves. You got your back flip, your side flip. You have this move from Sunshine, which is nice. The one thing I kind of miss is not having a dive. Dive is very useful in 64, so I'm kind of used to having it, but oh well. Yay, Power Moon. But the platforming itself is... oh dear. Yep, walked right into that one. The platforming itself is simple. I'm not going to call it particularly complex. It's not... oh shit. Oh. My god, am I lucky. Okay. Yeah. It's not particularly complex. You've got all your basic moves here, and most of the complexity is actually added via having Cappy, which I don't have right now because timing. But the actual 3D platforming we've got here, as relatively basic as it is really damn good. It feels great. Moving Mario is nice and easy. He very, very rarely, I should say, doesn't go where you want him to. Alright. I'm obviously missing something here. There we go. Go away. Give me Cappy back. That's more like it. But yeah, the actual platforming feels great. It's really smooth. All your moves fit together really well. It has pretty much everything you would want in a basic Mario platformer. Oh, Christ. Moving around, even by itself, moving around feels great. He says as he jumps into the pool of poisonous liquid and dies immediately. Thankfully, this game does not have lives. You only lose coins, which means that you don't have to feel bad about screwing up a jump or anything, because you can just try again really easily. Doing all sorts of neat platforming tricks is only one side of the puzzle. Obviously the goal is to get power moons. Ooh! But you can also do some other neat things. So for example, I have possessed a poor creature here, and now I gain its ability. This one's ability seems to be stretch on out. You can populate... oh dear. Ow. Oh, look at that. You can populate pretty much... oh dear. There we go. That's what I wanted. You can populate almost anything in this game, right? Almost anything. It's kind of ridiculous. There are so many things that you can go around and find. to possess. Everything from Goombas to Lakitus to pretty much anything you can think of, really. And it feels as natural as doing a jump. Because Cappy has not only his own button, but he also has his own motion gestures that'll do specific motions. Like if I jerk my controller to the left, it'll do a big circle around me. If I jerk it upwards, it'll throw him up. And of course there is also a button to do some of these things, but not all of these things. So you do kind of need the motion controls. And the motion controls are not that fantastic. They do kind of have that problem the motion controls usually have, right? They do have that problem that motion controls usually have, which is they're slightly inaccurate. I find it kind of neat that they actually have an option in the... Oh, hey! Crazy Cat. I do find it kind of neat they have the option to up or lower the motion sensitivity. While we're here, we might as well talk to Toad. Is it Captain Toad? Yeah, it must be Captain Toad. He's got the Explorer outfit on and everything. So in every level, you've got these little stores here, and you can come visit them. These are Crazy Cat. You can buy things. For example, every one of these has a bloody power moon. Damn bastards are keeping me from getting where I need to go. But you can also buy things like clothes and little decorations for the... Odyssey, which is your ship. You also have two kinds of coins. The purple coins are the ones that you can only find here. I actually kind of like this aviator outfit. I'm going to buy it. And I will actually change into it. Because why not? So you've got your different kinds of coins, you've got your different outfits, and you've even got these little things on the right here, which are little decorations that you can put into the Odyssey. And they'll just, you know, be there for reminders of your trip. Fits the whole Odyssey theme, doesn't it? Getting souvenirs. They've also got the little cupboards here that you can come to change your outfits, and there's an absolute ton of them. I've got 10 already, including Mario in boxer shorts, which I never thought I'd see. Also, just FYI, he has nipples. Some of these are required to get specific moons, but most of them aren't. They're just there for visual flair. While I would recommend buying everything you can in this game, it's not 100% necessary. And you get an absolute ton of coins too, which means that dying in this game doesn't feel like a massive pain. Oh, hello. I didn't even see that up there. I don't have my sound on right now, so I can't actually hear the bloody moons. But there you go. But yeah, since there's barely anything in the way of, sorry, my brain isn't working right now. In the way of penalties for death, it means that challenges can afford to be difficult. Which is nice. Doesn't happen that often, but when it does, it's great. And I'm gonna have to hop off him right now. Because I need to use this launcher to get back to the beginning of the level, which is nice. I guess. So I might as well talk about moons, because there's an absolute ton of them. As you saw in the cutscene before I blurred it out or what have you. I don't know what I'm doing yet. I'm literally going to blur that out as part of the video, but I have 108 moons. Or something like that. I have a ridiculous amount of moons, right? A seriously retarded amount. There is a huge amount of moons to go and find in this game. And they're absolutely everywhere. Like, see this glowing box here? I guarantee you there's a moon inside this. Knew it. These things are literally everywhere. There are tons of them. The last level I played has something like 40 or 50. And that's not uncommon. That is honestly not uncommon in this game. The only level that doesn't really have them right off the bat is the very first level of the game where you first meet Cappy and you go and start your journey. That is seriously the only level that doesn't have any moons in it to begin with, and it gets moons later on. A lot of these stages, while they have a lot of these moons spread out everywhere. They also don't unlock until later on as well. There's a bunch that don't unlock until you've done... I didn't have to do that. There's a ton that unlock later on as you, say, beat bosses or fulfill level goals, right? Oh, Christ. Oh, Jesus. Oh, dear. Oh, no, 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 no. Ah, that was a colossal cluster, I tell you that much. You know what, I'm gonna take you. We're gonna have some fun. We're gonna take him and see what we can do with him. But yeah, there are power moons absolutely everywhere. And some of them don't unlock until... Right, I'm gonna drop down here. Just for the fun of it. Some of them don't unlock until you've beaten levels. Some of them don't unlock until something way later in the game that I'm not going to spoil, but I'll just put it this way. The game does have a lot of post-game moons, we'll put it that way. Also, I see that there. Hang on, I need to... Yeah, there we go. Gotta make sure my shadow is lined up with the thing that I'm landing on. But yeah, there are an absolute ton of moons to find and just things to do. And the nice thing about all the moons is that they're really varied as well. Like, some will definitely repeat over the course of the game. That's definitely something that happens. And, you know, there's not much you can really do about that. That's just the way this works. But there's... Oh, hello, Captain Toad. Fancy meeting you here. And, of course, I just walk right into that. You know what? You can go by yourself by now. Hey, Toad, what have you got for me? Dropped by a giant bird, a different one than your usual one. You get kidnapped by birds often? Alright. I feel sorry for you, but yeah, another power moon. But they're always different. Every power moon in the game is always something interesting. Which is what I like to see, because after playing 3D Land, right? After playing that, I never played 3D World, because, you know, I didn't like 3D Land, so why would I? But after playing 3D Land, where it was so ungodly boring, because every level felt the bloody same and didn't really do anything interesting, Super Mario Odyssey comes along and does something completely different every single time. So you've got... Like, I've seen all kinds of different moons. I've got the 5 red coins moon, or well, they call it moon shards, but it's 5 red coins, come on. I've seen really weird moons like slot machines. I've seen a moon where I literally had to become a tank and fight my way through a bunch of enemies. I've seen all sorts of ridiculous stuff that I'm going to avoid talking about for as long as possible, just so I don't spoil anything for you. Because the best part of Super Mario Odyssey is all of the random things that it does. Including this little 2D segment here. There's a lot of these in this game, but they're always interesting, so I'm not going to spend too long complaining about them. Let's go do it, shall we? Right, I could have held the jump button there, but we'll leave that for now. Yay! Another moon! Moons in this game are always something interesting. I don't think I have found a moon in this game where I've thought that was legitimately one of the most boring things I've played in a Mario game, or even something close. Just always... There's always a new moon to find. There's always a new thing to do. There's always something interesting. It's also helped out by the fact that... Whoops. You know what? I'm gonna fast travel just for the hell of it. Because you can actually fast travel in this game. The levels aren't very big, which is kind of funny. Like, I've played the Sand Kingdom, which is apparently the biggest level in the game, and it's not very big at all. You can get around that thing in, like, a few seconds if you want to. But the upside is that the levels have density. You never spend too long looking around for something new to do, or a new direction to go in. Especially in a game like this, I mean, you can go to a different, like, level, and you can go to a level and collect an absolute ton of power moons. Like, just an example. I was playing the Lake Kingdom, which is pretty much exactly what it sounds like. And I was playing it, and I got about 25 moons, and I'm like, surely that's gotta be the majority of the moons. Because I was literally going in pretty much every direction I could think of looking for these moons, right? I was thinking, every time I saw something that looked even slightly out of place, I went for it. So I thought, surely I have found all the moons that I'm going to find. Then I went and checked the map. So you can actually have a look at the map here. Gives you a little bit of a neat description of what's going on. You know, it does feel like a little bit of a tourist map. Oh look, yeah, it is the Klepto, isn't it? That's definitely a reference to 64 at least. But yeah, if you hit the list button here, you can see all the moons there are to get. At that very moment, at least. Look at all of those moons. I've collected 13 moons and I'm only half done. So we can actually go to the other kingdoms that I've been to as well and see all the moons that I've got from them. These titles aren't too much of a spoiler, by the way, but seriously, look at the Sand Kingdom. I spent like an hour in the Sand Kingdom, and I still somehow managed to miss like 20 or 30 moons. This is the Lake Kingdom. I got 21 moons, and there's 33. It's insane. There's an absolute ton of moons to go find, and they're really, really densely packed. So you never know exactly where you need to look for a moon. There are ways to find out though, actually. What you can do is you can actually pay a toad near the Odyssey 50 coins, and he will give you a hint of where you need to go next. You know what, let's just make this nice and quick. We'll go back to the Rocky Mountain Summit. There is also a Talkatoo, I think that's his name. And you can talk to him and he'll give you a hint on a title of a power moon for free. So you can spend some money to find out exactly where you need to be, or you can spend some money to find out exactly where you need to be, or you can just, you know, have a look around for yourself, maybe with the help of a title. Can I actually walk in this? No, I can't. Thought I might have been able to walk in it with him, but oh well. It's alright. I don't feel frustrated with this game at all, which is great, because since I don't have to worry about lives, I feel way better about playing this. Just because it means that I don't really have to worry about dying or anything silly like that. Because I'm not gonna lose too much if I do die. I'm willing to bet there's a power moon down there. Oh, there's not. You'd take your hat off to me. Ha ha ha. Funny. Cheeky bastard. Oh dear. I'm gonna long jump this. Whoop, and... Nope, hang on, am I okay? I'm okay! I'm okay! But yeah, we can go to the next kingdom now. I'm half tempted to, actually, just because I'm probably gonna have to go pay Toad for bloody hint coins. For bloody hints at this rate. Doesn't seem to be much else around here, but then again... Yeah, look at that. We've been through this entire level, and we still apparently have something like 12 power moons to find, which is just kind of insane when you think about it. Alright, let's go on the Odyssey. We'll go to the next level. I'll do you a favor and cut out all the cutscenes and all the waiting that we'll have to do. Yeah, we're back up and running. Very good. Alright, I'll be back when we're at the next kingdom. Alright, so here we are in New Donk City, and this definitely wasn't how I expected the, this is definitely how I wasn't expected to start this off. You know, I was gonna say that while the graphical capabilities of this game aren't particularly massive, I still like the art style, but God, that just looks gorgeous, both on a technical and art style level. That is amazing. Not to mention all this rain and the effects on the ground, and oh god, it's just so pretty. Look at all that. Look at all that. That's awesome. Alright, what else is there for me to talk about? So there's a few other things. I mean, someone, oh my god, please tell me I can ride this. I can ride it! Oh yes, that's exactly what I want to see. Tank! Why are there tanks in the city streets? That's not good. You know what the best thing is? I can take these bastards over. So I guess now's as good a time as any to talk about this. Everything you can possess with Cappy feels entirely natural to use. You've got all the different captures you can get, and there's an absolute ton of them, and they all feel really good. Like, I know that's a bad thing to say, but everything feels just right. Like, this tank moves like a bloody tank, aims like a bloody tank, and sounds like a bloody tank. And for pretty much everything you can capture, this is true. Just the amount of effort and polish that goes into everything that you can do. Like, you could probably convince me to play, like, say, a downloadable $10 Nintendo title based around this tank alone, and I would probably buy it. Based around that, only that bloody tank, I'd probably buy it. We're talking that good. There's another, that sign is super tacky, I totally agree. Just gonna roll for a bit. You can just hammer the, yeah, that's what I like. Ooh. I wonder why this is, I wonder why this is here. A little odd, but whatever, I'll take it. Yeah, because using Cappy just feels real good. Like, yeah, look, I can even pilot a Goomba, and I can even high jump with him. It's silly. It's always silly, but it's always fun too. That's the. Oh, okay. Hang on. I see what we have to do here. Here, tanky, 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 tank. Oh, wait, no, I'm not going to be able to get him up this, am I? Oh, that's a shame. Gonna have to blow that up somehow, because I assume that pillar comes down on towards those blocks, but we will worry about that. Oh, down I go. Please tell me I got that flag. Yay. But yeah, using Cappy, as I said before, it feels natural. It feels like something that was made for... It feels like something proper. Like, it doesn't feel like it was put in as a last resort. It feels like a natural part of Mario. It's gonna feel weird going back to, like, Sunshine and not being able to capture, like, bloopers, right? I'm guessing this is the tank I have to take back now. Hey look, there's Power Moon in there! God, I almost didn't see that! And as I said before, when I said that the level with the tank means that you have let me try that again. And as there's always like unique challenges with all of these dudes as well, like there's the fact that you have to take the tank on like a combat mission, the fact that you have to do all sorts of weird things with all the different captures just makes them all the more fun to use. And since there's an absolute ton of them, including a gigantic T-Rex in the first level, it means that you never know exactly what you're gonna get, but it's always gonna be something that's a ton of fun. And that is what I like to see. It's creativity. It's an Odyssey. Like, I know that's a really cliche thing to say, right? I know that's a massively cliche thing to say. But it does feel like a journey. It feels like I'm going to places, doing neat things, and seeing all sorts of cool stuff. And yes, I know that is a cliche thing as hell, but it's true. It's an absolutely fantastic time. And with so many things, I literally can't get up a thing of stairs. This is starting to annoy me. There we go. Alright, backflip up here. And we're on the roofs. Hey, warp pipe. Another warp pipe. The creativity. I'll come back to the creativity. I mean, you've seen basically everything the game has to offer, just without the variety of all the different moons and stuff that you can go get. It's just exploring, more or less. Like, coming back to what 3D Mario does best, which is exploring places and finding and seeing neat new things. And just the unbelievable creativity that they've still got going on over at Nintendo. Let's go on the pipe. Oh, sweet Jesus. Okay. Lots of tanks. But yeah, just seeing the massive amount of creativity they've got going for them here. All the different things that have been in the game so far. This is just back the way I came, I'm sorry. Never knowing what's coming next. That's probably the way I'm going to put it. Never really knowing what kingdom you're going to go to, what's going to be there, what you're going to have to fight. All of these different things are what make Mario Odyssey as good as it is. Sure, the platforming is fun. There's a lot of objectives and a lot of things to do. But that's just the overall creativity, the love and attention that's clearly been put into making this game as polished as possible. Apparently, it was finished for months before. Apparently, it was finished for months before they actually released it. Like, it was ready when the Switch came out, but they wanted to save some room for Breath of the Wild, and it shows. Just the overall quality in everything in this game is just super obvious. The game looks fantastic and it runs fantastic. I've played a bit on TV mode and a bit on handheld mode, and both of them have run flawlessly. Perfect 60 FPS, not a drop in sight. I always said we're doomed, nobody ever listens to me. But yeah, it's just the amazing creativity that they've got going on here. Everything from the... Wow. Nice little platforming cores. These tend to show up from time to time. They always do something interesting. Rip these off? Yes, I can. Okay, I might want to keep an eye out for bonus moons then. Because there's always one or two bonus moons hidden in one of these areas, and they're probably going to be hidden behind one of these posters if you can move the posters. playing a 3D Mario game where I don't know what's coming next is one of the best things. It really is. I purposefully spoiled myself on very little in this game. Purposefully. I avoided as much gameplay as I could outside of like a little bit of wandering around New Donk City. And the gameplay trailer that they showed, it was like 7 minutes long. And so, whenever I'm going to a new kingdom, or looking for a new mood, or I'm about to throw my cap at something to see if I can take it over, I don't know what's coming. And everything, I literally mean everything, that I have done so far has been, at the very least, satisfying. It's always a neat idea, or just something that's really cool. It's always just a neat thing, at the very, very least. It's always something that makes me go, I actually enjoyed that, or that was a really neat idea and I enjoyed playing around with it. Every time. I have so little criticism of Super Mario Odyssey that it kind of befuddles me. Like, I was playing through this... I've been playing through this game for like... I was playing through this game for 3 hours yesterday, right? Just in one shot. As soon as it came out at midnight, I played this for 3 hours straight. Now, other than like the motion controls being a little bit off, other than that, I put the controller down when I went to bed, and I'm like, how do I have no criticism for this game? I tried to think, is there something in this game that I didn't like? That's the first thing I thought. Like, as soon as I put the controller down, I'm like, is there anything in this game that I didn't like? And I legitimately couldn't come up with an answer. That's insane. I legitimately thought that was kind of insane. As someone who is a big Nintendo fan, as I said, I grew up with them, which is kind of weird considering that I ended up doing videos on, like, the PlayStation Vita to start with, but that's another story in and of itself. As someone who was a big Nintendo fan, I was really disappointed with the 3DS. I know this is a bit of a tangent, but let me speak here. As someone who was a massive fan of Nintendo, the 3DS, and the DS too, not to mention the DS. Yes. Oh, wrong button. Let's try that again. As someone who was a massive fan of the DS, as someone who's a massive fan of Nintendo, the 3DS was really disappointing, just because... The 3DS was really disappointing, just because the games were disappointing. Like, Luigi's Mansion. Didn't like Luigi's Mansion. At all. Super Mario 3D Land. I thought it was garbage. The two, like, Nintendo 64 remakes instead of, like, original IP or stuff like that. Thought it was a bit shit. Codename Steam wasn't particularly impressive to me. You name a game that Nintendo put out on the 3DS, and I'll tell you a game that I didn't like. The only game I really liked from Nintendo was bloody Star Fox 64 3D, was because I had never played Star Fox 64 before, and it was a pretty decent way to experience the game. So I've been worried for Nintendo for the past couple of years, because they're just... How do I put it? Their output has been disappointing. So when the Switch was announced and Breath of the Wild was announced, well, not so much announced, but, you know, announced for the Switch and all that, I started to get, you know, just a little bit worried that it wasn't going to live up to any sort of expectations. Now, just FYI, I hadn't actually played or seen anything to do with Breath of the Wild until I literally picked it up. So, you know, that was kind of stupid on my part, but, you know, new Nintendo console, that's just something you got to do. So, just When I played Breath of the Wild, I was really surprised at how much I liked it. And it continued. I played ARMS, and I was surprised at how much I liked it. I played Splatoon 2, and I was surprised at how much I liked it. And now I'm playing Super Mario Odyssey, and I've realized that was not a fluke. Those 3 games in a row were not a fluke, and Super Mario Odyssey is not a fluke. Super Mario Odyssey is one of the best games I've played in years. Because ever since I started doing this whole YouTube thing, I've started criticizing games while I've been playing them, and it's started to get on my nerves. I'll put it that way. Hello, Pauline. We won't go talk to her to save you on story spoilers and all that. But, yeah. For the last 5 or so years, I've been criticizing games as I've been playing them. So, you know, even if I'm playing a game that I'm thoroughly enjoying, I'll still get niggled by the smaller things. I'll get niggled by even the slightest of mistakes. To play Super Mario Odyssey, after thinking that Nintendo haven't exactly been doing great, oh, by the way, you can do this. This is awesome. Just giving you a quick look around the city, giving you, letting you see where you want to go. This is great. All right, let me out, please. Ooh, minigame. Let's do that again. I'll back up to give it another try. Okay. Oh man, I keep failing at the same one, don't I? Hello. Hello, Talkatoo. Dizzying Heights. Alright. To play Super Mario Odyssey for 3 hours, and to come out of it thinking, there isn't a single part of this game that I even remotely dislike. Sure, I think the motion controls are a bit off, but that's literally it. And after thinking that Nintendo have kind of lost their way with the 3DS and possibly the Wii U, depending on how you think about it, to see them back in such high form after... Oh, dear. To see them back in such good form after the Wii U and the 3DS is... well, it just makes me really happy. I'll put it that way. Alright, I've actually seen this bit. Let's see if I can actually do it without dying, huh? Well, that's not a good start, is it? Right, there we go. Whoop. Nope, no. No, I'm okay, I'm okay. It just makes me really happy that Nintendo's got their groove back. Because Super Mario Odyssey is 10 different kinds of great. Whoop. Ah, they're all around there. I'm gonna have to go back and get them because I'm never gonna be able to find these again. There we go. Just as I was saying, to see them making really good games again. And to see them getting rewarded for it by having tons of Switches sell. And tons of good praise going around about all their games. It's a big relief. And at the same time, it's great because we got Super Mario Odyssey out of it. I haven't felt the same way about a game since Sunshine. Having a gigantic 3D world to explore, tons of things to do, having the controls feel so smooth, like, I really wasn't a fan of, 3D Link because it felt like you were a sloth on wheels. But to have everything feel so right. To have everything feel so right in this game. And to be enjoying it as much as I am. To the point where I would recommend it to literally anybody. Even with like the assist mode, if you need it, where it'll just point you in the right direction and not punish you so harshly for falling off platforms. Even with just, like, there's everybody should play this. I do think that this is a game that is worth everybody's time to play. Just because of its incredible creativity, because of its extremely polished control set, because of its, just lovingly crafted levels and fantastic atmosphere, wonderful music, beautiful graphics. I can't praise Super Mario Odyssey enough. I can't. I honestly can't. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what comes next. From both the game and Nintendo. Because if this is the sort of thing they've got going for them at this rate, I am really looking forward to seeing what they've got up their sleeve next. What else is there that needs to be said about this game? It's not Super Mario 64 difficult. It's definitely more along the casual lines of... Is that Mona? No, that can't be Mona. Surely it couldn't be. It is definitely more along the lines of, like, 3D World, where it's more meant for casual players. But to say that I haven't been... Up? No, never mind. Hang on, I'll just, There we go. It's definitely more aligned with casual players, but that's not to say there's absolutely no challenge whatsoever. Some of these courses can be quite tricky. I can promise you that much. What else is there? There are boss fights as well, and the boss fights are just as good as the rest of the game. Especially some stages have second boss fights that are, like, absolutely huge things that are just really clever. Surprisingly clever designs that have their own captures that they can use, and they're just as smart, intelligent. They're just as smart and intelligent as every other part of the game. And there are a lot of moons to collect. I know that I did read the Edge review, which wasn't very spoilery at all, thank God. And it said that there are, like, almost something along the lines of 800, 900 moons in this game. Something like that. That's kind of insane. So, I've been playing for 4 hours and I've only got something like 100 moons. See if there's anything up here, shall we? More purple coins, hoorah. Alright, I should probably go... Yeah, I'll go over this way. See what there is to find. Don't want to go to talk to Pauline, because as I said, spoilers. Let's go see what's up here. But yeah, I really don't think I have that much else to talk about. It's just... Welcome to my rooftop parking lot. It's perfect for motor scooters. How would I get a motor scooter? You know, I don't really think I need to ask. Go through, Mario. Thank you. Oh yeah, I've been up this building already, haven't I? Yep, it's up here. Right. Oh, there's a power moon up there. Awesome. And there's even a 2-player mode, which I haven't even had the opportunity to try out yet, but... Still, it's not like that even needed to be there. That's just a nice bonus, more than anything else. Oh, crap. Down I go. Anything up here? Probably not. What the hell is that over there? Let's go find out. We'll make that the last thing of the video, eh? I have nothing bad to say about Odyssey. I would recommend it to anyone. To absolutely anyone. I think it's probably going to be one of the best games this year, by far. And I love it. I am totally enamored with it. I think it's one of the best things that Nintendo have put out in years. If not the best. There's another moon in there. How did I miss that the first time around? I assume I have to come all the way out here in order to get in there somehow? Huh. How am I getting in there? There we go. Just, if you have a Switch, you need to pick this up. That's just it. That is absolutely it. Yeah. That's it. That's it. I have literally spent an hour singing this game's good graces. I think it's about time to stop. Because if I don't stop now, I'm just going to keep playing for another bloody hour on video, and I don't want to keep everyone around that long. Please pick this up. If you are a fan of Mario in any way, shape, or form, this is what you've been waiting for since the 3DS. This is what you've been waiting for since Galaxy 2. This is glorious. It is legitimately glorious. I am surprised to be saying that, but the fact that I cannot find a single negative thing to say about this game so far, after 5 hours of play now, is amazing. Absolutely amazing. I hope that helps sway you. This has been Blue Maxima. I'm going to cut to that spoiler thing I saw right now. I cut out earlier so that you can see one of the big boss fights. I'll see you all next time.